everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're well and having a good start to your weekend or the end of your week, depending on when you're watching this. Today we're going to be talking about the very quick turnaround of Max Kilman's move from Wolves to West Ham United. As always guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, as you can see from the icon that's up here. And any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they are currently supporting over 70 separate food banks as of the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. But if you can't afford to make a transaction through, or a purchase I should say, through the link in the description below, that's perfectly fine. But there is a Just Giving Fund link in the description below for directly to Iron Supporting Food Bank. So if you want to make a donation directly to them, £1, £5, £2, whatever you can afford, believe me guys, every penny helps, and I thank you for doing that. Now let's talk about Max Kilman. Look, this has gone on really quickly. About 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, so Thursday afternoon, depending on when you're watching this, it was confirmed that Max Kilman's bid of around about £40 million, including add-ons, had been accepted by Wolverhampton Wanderers. And then a couple of hours later, it was announced that he was on his way to West Ham to start his medical. That was incredible. It's like deadline day movement when we were trying to sign Bowen. Now, it looks like he's going to be on a 5-year deal, but don't quote me on it. Nothing's been additionally confirmed yet, but it looks like there's going to be an option for an extra year on top of that. Now, let's talk about Max himself. Now, Max is a 27-year-old left-footed centre-back. He's at the peak age of being a centre-back. He's because I know a lot of people think that's too old. It is if you're a midfielder, and it certainly is if you're a striker. But for defenders, as we know over the years, they've been able to get older and older and still be at peak. I mean, peak is around about late 20s, early 30s, which is exactly where he is. As I say, he's 6'3", and he can also play left back. He has also had time over his experience to play left wing as well, for that matter. He has dual citizenship, as he is both classed as English and Ukrainian. He's had no international caps so far for either side. So to be honest with you guys, I really want us to get him into England as quickly as possible, because the way this tournament is going, we'll be very lucky to get out of the quarterfinals with the way that we are defending at the minute. I mean, it's beautifully defended, but it's horrendous. It's like we're watching West Ham, as we know. Now, just a little bit of context and look at the bigger picture of Max. He came through Maidenhead's academy while also being and then obviously being promoted up to their first team, and he was also out on loan to Marlow in the 16-17 season. He then moved to Wolverhampton Wanderers on a free back in August of 2018. So from Wolves' point of view, this is a complete profit transaction. However, as we know, there seems to be a 20% sell-on fee, which apparently seems to be being negotiated at the minute. The £40 million seems to be including add-ons, so I'm guessing it's probably going to be around about 35 million plus those add-ons. But it looks like the club is negotiating the sell-on fee to be down to 10%, so from 8 million down to 4%, so £4 million is still very handy for the National League South team now, as we know, who are managed by former Hammer Alan Devonshire. But it does appear that there is going to be negotiations between the clubs so that additional perks on top of that 10% sell-on clause is going to go on to Maidenhead anyway, so probably be going to be getting back to around about the 20% in the first place. So why the fuck bother? Now, in terms of his career history, he's had 34 National League appearances, scoring 1 goal. In the Premier League 2, he's had 18 appearances, scoring 2 goals. 127 appearances in the Premier League, scoring 3 goals and 1 assist. 10 FA Cup appearances with 2 assists, and 9 EFL Cup appearances, and 5 Europa League appearances, including one of the qualifier stage as well for Wolves. So this is Lopetegui's biggest target, and we've gone for him very quickly. Literally very, very quickly in terms, because normally by now when the big target comes in, it's normally 3 or 4 games into the season, as we know. But that the players have only literally returned to report to training to the club on Wednesday for those that are not out on international duty. So the question being on this is, why Max Kilman? Now, of course, from a historical point of view, he was Wolves' best centre back under Lopetegui. Apparently, there's a great article that came out of The Athletic I was reading yesterday that was saying about the whole history of it, and there's not one came out today as well. Apparently, out of the few players that Lopetegui was able to form a relationship with for his very short period of time, because as we talked about it in the videos we've done on him previously, he left Wolves because they didn't back him in the transfer market. We've done that. But apparently he got on really, really well with Kilman, which is the reason why everything's been agreed, personal terms, the works. It looks like there's some agent fees that may be muddying the water on this, but other than that, guys, it looks like everything is going to go ahead. So I'm very happy for this, but it does mean who is the centre back that he's going to replace. Now, as we know, Ogbonna left at the end of June. So you can argue from one point of view that he is Ogbonna's replacement. However, it does look like we're trying to offload at least Agued and or Zuma as well. So I know that Lopetegui's his first press conference the other day with Steidten didn't say. Sorry, they did say that we've got a kitty in order to do it. But if you listen very, very carefully to what they were doing, they were saying we are identifying all positions to bolster the squad. Now, that to me implies that we're still going to need to sell a player before bringing another in. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be Agued before Zuma. I really, really do. Yes, I know everybody says that Agued's going to flourish under a Lopetegui position, and yes, Zuma's legs are knackered and he's in his last year of his contract. However, I do think Agued is the more likely one to go first. But of course, guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts on that. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Kilman decision as well, for that matter. Do you agree with this? I personally do. I don't know him from Adam properly, to be fair, but it's looking very prosperous. It's really looking prosperous. I'm not going to talk about his wages because it's irrelevant as it stands at the moment, because we don't really know what his wages are as yet until obviously everything's signed, sealed, and delivered. But guys, for those who've been watching the channel recently, over the last 4 weeks, just over half of you guys, 55.1% of you guys, are not subscribed. So please do hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And please do share this with your friends and like this video if you've enjoyed it as well, for that matter. But in the meantime, take care, have a great weekend, and I hope to see you tomorrow / today, because we will be live at 5 to 5 on Saturday afternoon for the England quarterfinal against the Swiss. But in the meantime, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you soon. All the best now.